Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Try to get a real quick garden rabbit update in here before it starts to rain, because it looks like the bottom's fixing to drop out. Okay, let's start with the potatoes. These monsters. In about 2 weeks I'm gonna flip them over and see if we made any taters or not. We'll see what happens. They're approaching, they're a little over 100 days old, so I'm gonna take them to the full 120 and see what happens. The squash coming along. It actually started producing. This one has a squash. This one's got a monster, and this one's got a squash on it. What I did is, because there's another one coming on right there. What I did was I increased the amount of water, and it seems to help a lot. And this one's got a couple coming on, so they're doing good. Bell peppers, I jacked up the water on those, and they immediately responded. You can see I've got a few more peppers coming on, so I think they were just thirsty. Banana pepper has not produced anything yet other than really pretty leaves. Still waiting. Haven't got anything yet. The cayenne is throwing out peppers like nobody's business. I mean, it's just monster peppers. The tomatoes, the hydroponics, I switched out the solution yesterday, so they should be getting a nice little kickstart. But as you can see, there's tomatoes on the plants. Tomatoes, plenty of tomatoes, doing very well. Nice dark green. The soil rabbit manure tomatoes are, even though they're not as dark, I mean, they're pumping out some tomatoes like crazy. This is the Big Zack. It only has one tomato on it, and this is the plant that is famous for growing 3, 4, 5 pound tomatoes. I think it has the world record 5-pounder. Right now I only have one tomato. The other Big Zack here, it doesn't even have any tomatoes. It's made a few blooms, but no tomatoes yet. So I'm really happy for this one. This is a Cherokee Purple. Got plenty of tomatoes on it. Some nice, good sized ones on there. Coming right along. And this is the beefsteak on the end. It's producing some tomatoes. Beautiful tomatoes. This is the one that I added the hydroponic nutrients to, and it really kicked it off. It's quite a bit taller than its other two, and they were the same size. Actually, this one I think was smaller. What I did this time, if you'll notice, instead of mixing the solution and just pouring the water in there, I just sprinkled the hydroponic nutrients on top of the soil, and when it rains, I'll let it water through itself. I think I'll get a better result that way. The watermelon and cantaloupe that are planted in nothing but rabbit manure. Thank you, Prepper Tribe. The experiment seems to work. I mean, they had no transplant shock or nothing. I mean, they're taking off. They're doing really well. Really well. That's watermelon and cantaloupe. And over here I also planted 2 okra plants in nothing but rabbit manure, and they are loving life. Rocking and rolling like nobody's business. So this seems to be the ticket. The rabbit manure is working really well. Okay, on to the rabbits. So yesterday was a productive day. I've got the babies blocked off here in case it comes a storm. I don't want them to get wet. Yesterday was a productive day, pretty much. I built a self-watering system. It's a 5-gallon bucket full of water. I plumbed it in, and I ran it. Each cage has its own nipple to each cage, run all the way down. And at the end, I continued it out, and I just closed off the end of the pipe. That way, when I set the other cages up, I can just plumb into that and keep going. I'm probably eventually going to put a 55-gallon drum out here, or I may just plumb this into the house and just have a ball valve and run it under pressure, so it'll basically keep the water in here at a certain level, just like your toilet. I've got a couple of those ball flush valves. I may just use those, but this is full of water, and it's continually, so I don't have to come out here and keep watering the rabbits over and over, because they like to knock the water bowls over, and they need water in the summertime. Tribe's doing good. He's on this cooling rack. They're doing good. They love these cooling towers, I'm telling you. Let's see. Big fella's doing good. Those two are doing good. And now for the mama. I gotta tell you, Za is the best mama rabbit ever. She doesn't care if I stick my hands in there and play with the bunny. She just open the cage. She wants to be pet. She comes right to me. She likes to be scratched right here behind her ears. She loves that. But the cooling platforms, I mean, this thing is literally, it's cold. Like, I looked for one of those thermometers you just point, the laser thermometer, today, but I couldn't find one. I'm gonna keep looking until I can find one. But I guarantee you, this tile here is probably in the 60-degree range. I mean, it's very, very chilly. And the only thing that's in there is 4 water bottles, 4 frozen water bottles. And you can see the kids are doing good down there. They're just happy. They're getting fat. And Za's just the coolest mom. Watch this. I'm just going right in front of her, right down here to grab me a little baby and pull it out. She's like, whatever. But there you go, guys. Look at there. See the red on his head and on his back? He's starting to take on some of Tribe's colors, which is cool because he's got the reddish brown, the whole 9 yards. So here in the next day or two, their ears should be opening up and their eyes should be opening up in the next couple days. So that'll be awesome. But the little baby bunnies, little jumping beans. There's your baby back, mama. Okay, that is it for the update, guys. Thanks for popping in. Oh, and just to let you guys know how I did the rabbit manure. This is the pile of rabbit manure and leftover straw that was underneath the cages in their first location, which is basically just this right here. I just raked it out and put it into a pile, and you can see where I shoveled it. I just came out here and I shoveled this, straw and all, into the buckets, and that's how I planted it. So that's how the okra, the watermelon, and the cantaloupe are planted. So that is it for the update today, guys. I look forward to seeing all of you tonight at 8 o'clock for the canning party. We're canning spaghetti sauce. So we'll see you then. Have a good one.